Thekiso Rakolojane of the Tourism Grading Council. What is the Tourism Grading Council's position in the Power of One sessions?
Well, the Power of One sessions actually comes as a result of quite a lot of engagements that has been ongoing for a while with industry, particularly around the issues of roadshows. We've been having roadshows for the last 3 years, and industry attendance to these roadshows was diminishing, for lack of a better word. And one of the key learnings was the fact that people wanted to know more about other elements that are affecting their grading. And as a result, as South African tourism, we then looked inwardly to say, from a product offering perspective, what kind of menu can we put together to be able to consolidate one message that we can go out to industry with, which is where the Power of One sessions was conceptualized. So the Grading Council, in partnership with product, particularly with the Welcome campaign, as well as the marketing insights, then came up with this whole concept of Power of One. We then opened it much broader to include like TOMSA as well as TEP from a product funding perspective. So now we were able to go out to market to say, over and above us asking you to get graded, this is the value proposition to grading. These are some of the benefits that are available to you as an accommodation or a conferencing establishment owner. So what we seek to do with this roadshow, which started yesterday in Cape Town, is to position to both graded and ungraded establishments, furthermore to the people that are actually doing the buying, which is the tour operators, to say to them, in your purchasing, ensure that you only purchase from graded establishments, and these are the reasons why. Now, to the people that we're encouraging for them to get graded, we're now articulating our value proposition quite clearly to say, if you do get graded, these are the benefits available to you through these partnerships that we have with these identified.
And very briefly, in 15 seconds or less, what are those benefits?
Well, the benefits with that, the JMA we have for TripAdvisor, already that's an immediate benefit, access to millions of travelers. The government spends billions on graded accommodation. You get the discounts through our partnership with TOMSA, as well as 60% discounts on if you registered with TEP on your grading fees.
Thekiso, thank you very much. Jonathan Jacobs, you're the Provincial Manager of the Western Cape for the Tourism Enterprise Partnership, TEP. What are we doing with the Power of One sessions around the country at the moment?
It's basically a collaboration of tourism associations, driven initially by the Tourism Grading Council of South Africa, pulling all partners. So we have South African Tourism, Tourism Enterprise Partnership, we've got the guys from TOMSA, the National Department of Tourism, and each one sort of highlighting new strategies in various tourism initiatives. So the first one was around South African tourism that highlighted issues around the UK market and latest research that was done, and just sort of exposing the market to new initiatives coming up. We've got the guys doing the Welcome to Our Family campaign, a new campaign launched by South African Tourism, sort of getting to the warm and fuzzy stuff. We want South Africans to be ambassadors, each South African to be ambassadors, and to promote a positive image of South Africa, thereby then attracting tourists and foreigners into the country. I mentioned in my presentation that often we tend to talk up a negative storm about South Africa. So the first thing we mention is crime and violence and all of those things. I run a site on LinkedIn called Let's Talk Tourism, and a few of the guys posted some negative things about South Africa, and then a UK tour operator responded saying, I don't know about these things until you've mentioned it. So we tend to talk up that negative storm. And the Welcome campaign is around each individual becoming an ambassador for the country, and thereby promoting a positive view on the country. So the Tourism Enterprise Partnership, we've embarked on a new strategy. Previously, we didn't charge our members any fee. The business trust has now fallen away from our funding source, so we only have National Department of Tourism as a funding source. So going forward, and as at 1st of April 2013, we'll be having an admin fee of 600 Rand for the year, and we'll charge a 10% commitment fee for every intervention that we host. But the Tourism Enterprise Partnership is a small business development organization within the tourism sector. So the requirements for joining, obviously you have to be a small business in the tourism sector. Our requirement is 2 years or older, unless I'll make exception if I can see proper infrastructure in that business. The idea is not to sort of expend too much resources on startup businesses who haven't proved the concept yet. We're inclined to help those who have proven a concept and take them further. The broad cut-off for turnover is around 25 million, so businesses below that. Most of our entrepreneurs fall into the 1 million to 5 million sort of turnover range. We do have a transformation agenda. We'd like 75% of our database to be historically disadvantaged individuals. In the Western Cape, we currently have a 60-40 split. So I don't discriminate in the Western Cape whether it's black or white businesses. I just need to see that the business is showing job creation and empowering people within that community. Those are the criteria that I would look for in taking a business on. So today's presentations will be on each of the stakeholders or associations' websites, all their presentations. I will upload mine on LinkedIn. I will also have it posted on Tourism Enterprise Partnership, so with tep.co.za.
Okay. And then the third question is, you're rushing back to Cape Town for a very important race. Who's going to win?
I reckon Wynberg boys. I've got my grade 1 son, Jacobs, running in the 80-meter sprint. So yeah, it takes about 5 hours by car back to Cape Town. So he's running at Paul tonight. So yeah, let's.
Okay, Jonathan, safe journeys, and my money's on Cassidy. Thanks very much.
Today I'm talking to the tourism industry about the importance of being welcoming, being friendly, giving our visitors a warm smile, because we want them to come back. We want the industry to create those memorable experiences so that our visitors can come back over and over again.
Is it going to be enough? Just to offer a warm smile?
The warm smile alone will not be enough. Of course, we have to train our people. We have to make them understand and train them on the things that matter when we're running a business. But on top of that, what we are trying to focus on is the small things, really, that make a big difference as a collective, you know. If we're doing the small things by giving them small tokens, you know, small gifts, just so that they can remember our country with those things, and it will make them want to come back. But clearly it's not enough. There's more that we need to do. And as a collective, with our initiatives, I'm sure it will make a difference. The information that we have about the Welcome campaign and some of the presentations that we had today is available on welcome.southafrica.net. There's more information on how to create a warm welcome and other collateral that people can use in their endeavor to try and help us in creating these experiences.
And then finally, the little Welcome Dudie disappeared for a couple of years. Is he back to stay?
Yes, the welcome icon has been around. We just gave it a little bit more meaning. We have redefined our objective in making sure that what is it that we are trying to communicate. But it's there to stay. It's not a once-off thing. It's a continuous campaign that will stay forever. And we want the industry to adopt it as their own brand and use it in every little thing that they do as we're communicating the importance of being welcoming to visitors.